Deshaun Watson played on Friday. We talked about how it would look for the league, how it would look for the team. I thought this was interesting. He actually granted the NFL Network a quick interview, and he said this. It's the Browns website. He said this before his first preseason game wearing a Browns uniform.
I want to say that I'm truly sorry to all the women that I've impacted in this situation. My decisions that I made in my life that put me in this position, I would definitely like to have back. But I want to continue to move forward and grow and learn and show that, I am a true person of character, and I want to keep pushing forward.
So there was a form of an apology there. This is Watson talking about how much work he still needs to do on and off the field.
I know I have a lot of work to put in, especially on the field, to be able to make sure I'm ready to play whenever that time comes, whenever I can step back on the field. But also the biggest thing is I want to continue counseling, and I want to make sure that I'm growing as a person, as an individual, for my decision making on and off the field. And I want to make sure that, I'm just evolving in the community as much as possible, and that's for the Cleveland community, that's the NFL community, and beyond.
Okay, so there's your first snapshot into what their pitch is going to be. Hey, he's remorseful. He understands that these things did not go the way he wanted to go, and he's undergoing counseling. I'll ask you, Byer, what do you think this does, if anything, to his appeal?
Nothing. It does absolutely nothing. It is a day late and a dollar short. Everything is settled. This case is there's one that's still out there. The evidence has been put in. The arguments have been on both sides. Now he shows remorse because he got nothing to lose. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess everything is, the case has already been heard.
Yep.
So a lawyer will tell you, even if you're innocent, don't say anything or don't admit to anything or whatever. Right? Because even when you admit to feeling, remorseful for how somebody else portrayed the same incident that you experienced, it's still seen as, it's seen as an admission of guilt, even if it's not an admission of guilt.
You know what else I didn't like about it is it's put out. The Browns are playing Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It's 6:40 Eastern Time. They put it on the website 20 minutes before kickoff. And say, okay, now guess what? He's now remorseful. On to football. Let's focus on the game. Like that's the sense that I got. Like, how about this? How about have Deshaun Watson, say those comments to reporters or make the statement after the game, or it was to me just tone deaf. Again, it just seems like, all right, let's talk what the Browns record's going to be again. Like what? And I know it may seem like I'm piling on because I think you should have a harder punishment, but 20 minutes before kickoff, like what is that?
I think, okay, so I'm trying to figure out if it was, because it was Aditi Kinkawabala, who works for CBS Sports now. She used to work for the NFL Network. Now she works for CBS Sports. Of course, she covered Pittsburgh in the past. So I know it was put on their website, but I think it was for CBS Sports is why she was just doing the preseason game.
Yeah,
is likely she's just doing the preseason game, so she got the interview, and that's when they put it out there. Yeah, that's a weird one. The timing of it is very odd. What do you think, Jason?
My first reaction was that he really did not explain what he's truly sorry for. Now, when he says all women that have been impacted, all the women, he didn't necessarily say the women that accused me of this. It could have been his sister, his mother, any woman, Browns fans that have been impacted by this. He wasn't specific at all, which to me just kind of rang hollow. Not only was it dollar late, dollar short, as Dan has pointed out, it's like it wasn't even a great apology. There was nothing specific there. And then he says he's going to continue counseling. Okay, well, this guy, I think just as recently as 6 weeks ago, said he had no regrets about anything he had ever done with the accusers. Remember? He's completely denied everything. How do you go from a complete denial to no regrets to I'm truly sorry? within a matter of 6 weeks. Well, because now you know that the punishment is coming and you're trying to do as much as possible to mitigate that, and I just think it comes off that way. I don't know who was sold
him?
by that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll only tell you, I think obviously this comes down to you were told to deny everything, even deny any sort of remorse for something being misinterpreted, because if you say that, right, I mean, that's what we use against him is the fact that he had some form of remorse in a text or in a DM to the original accuser. And so I'm sure he was told, like, unequivocally, like, dude, listen, you can't even offer up any form of I might have done this, otherwise you get crucified and convicted, even if you didn't mean it that way. So I do actually understand that. Do I think that interviewing him or putting it out that quickly, that in such a short time frame before the game is a good look? It's not. I completely agree with Beyer. Like, this is one of those deals where I'm sure he's waiting until it's finally settled to then go do a sit-down interview. But if you're going to do an interview, at least give us, let it get flushed out and give us time to ingest it and to react. The other guess is that, as most of us, we were waiting to see if the NFL would act or if the appeal would be heard before the game. And so I'm sure he was waiting as well. That may be the likely explanation for why it was done, when it was done, and how it was done. I heard this. This is Joe Bitonio, who's an offensive guard for the Cleveland Browns. He said this about the boos and the chants in the crowd in Jacksonville.
I think once Deshaun came out of the game, we got booed less. But you go to a road game, I mean, they boo you anyway. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it seems like more than ever, Cleveland against the world. So we'll be ready for it.
They can use the Cleveland against the world. I don't think people get booed at preseason games. It's going to be interesting to see the reaction. This is a beloved player, especially in the South. Right? His stardom as a high school kid, his stardom at Clemson. Right? He was a beloved player in the South. To get booed and to get chants and whatever, that's not going to get better. That's only going to get worse, especially in the AFC North when he comes back.